Want to bring in Heidi Przybyla, senior political reporter for USA Today, and she has got an interview with Hillary Clinton, the first one since her big meeting with Bernie Sanders. How you doing, Heidi? And welcome here.
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm seeing that you're picking up on one theme that she tried to drive home to you, and that is temperament. What is it about that?
That, I think, with this interview, Bill, we confirmed is going to be the prism through which she will seek to define Donald Trump on virtually every single issue. Like you saw about a week ago in San Diego with her blistering attack on Donald Trump on foreign policy, that was all under the umbrella of temperament, as will her speech next week now on economic policy, extending that argument to economics. You say, how does temperament play into that? Well, she's going to say that basically he's incoherent. He says one thing on the stump in terms of trying to appeal to the blue-collar kind of working man in the Rust Belt about his intention to bring back jobs. But if you look in this case, and this is what she'll roll out in this speech, at his tax plan, she's going to take aim at one provision in particular, and that is the so-called carried interest tax advantage, which, as you know, benefits money managers. It allows them to pay a lower effective tax rate than a lot of other people because they're counting their income as investment. She's going to say Donald Trump said at one time that he wanted to raise taxes on the wealthy. Well, he backpedaled on that, and in his tax plan, he actually increases that loophole. He allows those money managers, those private equity hedge fund managers, to pay an even lower effective tax rate.
At one point, though, Trump seemed to suggest that he would raise taxes on those Americans.
He did, and like on so many other issues, though, he seemed to kind of backtrack from that, and I think that was one of the things that successfully, under the pressure of Republican leadership, he kind of backtracked on that.
He's strong on immigration. He's strong on, hey man, I'm just like you, I'm a regular guy, a blue-collar billionaire. How is she going to go after those two issues?
On immigration or on, well, on the blue-collar issue, I mean, this is just one example of how she's going to look at what we do know about his policies in terms of his tax plan. She'll be rolling out her own middle-class tax plan later on. On the immigration issue, I don't feel that she necessarily needs to do much more other than to just let him continue to talk about building the wall in Mexico or to talk about the Muslim ban. I don't see her necessarily putting the immigration issue front and center at this point in the campaign, because a lot of those people are just naturally gravitating towards her based on fear of what he's proposing.
Yeah, on that point, let you fix your earpiece there, too. On that point, how much did she share about the events in Orlando and the issue of national security and how it's being interpreted and the impact it's had on voters already?
You know, she didn't go into anything that was not political. So let me just tell you about the political kind of spin that she put on this. And this is where I think the Republican leadership needs to take note, Bill, because the Democrats and Hillary Clinton aren't going to be satisfied with just going after Donald Trump on his reaction to Orlando in terms of, doubling down on his Muslim ban. They are going to seek to tie the Republican leadership to that until the Republican leadership basically withdraws their support. They won't be satisfied until that happens. And as you know, that would be a huge event if the Republican leadership did do that. But in my interview, she said, look, I'm not the only one who's taking notice of this. The media is, Democrats are, and so are other Republicans, that the leadership continues to kind of stand behind him.
You have two issues in this election. It's the economy and it's national security, and that's really seems to be what's going to drive this turnout in November. Heidi, thank you. With the interview with Hillary Clinton there today. Thank you, Heidi.